It is time for girls lacrosse state playoffs here at the Darien High School Stadium Field as the #1 seeded Blue Wave take on the #9 seeded Fairfield Ludlowe Falcons. Welcome all to this CIAC quarterfinals matchup. I'm Thomas Ponte. Joined alongside me is the great Darien High School and now Boston College goalie and NCAA champion Shea Dolce, as well as Darien High School girls lacrosse coach Mary Bennett, giving us great insight on today's matchup. And now Fairfield Ludlowe, they come in today off the back of a first-round win over Newtown, while Darien coming well-rested off a first-round bye, looking to get right back into winning after their disappointing loss in the FCIAC final versus New Canaan last week. And so coming into this matchup, what does Darien have to do right to really start off their title run on the right foot?
You know, I think they just got to get started going hard to goal right from the start. They need to be executing their offense. They need to be executing their defense. It all starts with draw control, obviously. And that's something they've really been working hard on in practice and just getting set to go all the way because they have something to prove.
Yeah, and of course, Darien did struggle in that draw circle versus New Canaan. Pretty weak point in that game, but we've seen them be strong there in the past, so definitely controlling possession will be big for them. And as for Ludlowe, what does Ludlowe need to do to create the upset for themselves today coming to this one?
I think they need to play steady and they need not to be nervous. I mean, it's very intimidating to come down and play the #1 seed. They've done before, you know, they lost pretty handily in the first time they played them, and I think they're a better team. They will have, you know, developed over the course of the season, and I think they just need to come in confident and go after it.
So as we get ready on the draw circle here, this one's going to be popped up. Scrum is still going on. Stafford looking for the ground ball, and that one's going to be called in favor of the Blue Wave. So Stafford will take it. This one will be swung around over to Reynolds at X. Holmes with it now. We'll swing it back up to Stafford. This one over to Walsh. Now on the far side, now back to Holmes. So Darien just settling in here for their offense. As Stafford now tries to make a move towards goal. Dodging defender shot, and that one's going to be a goal. Sadie Stafford putting up a quick goal for the Blue Wave and giving them a 1-0 lead.
Darien's doing just as Mary said, starting out hot, and I think that shows with Sadie Stafford's goal right there.
Yeah, she's not wasting any time.
No.
That is right, the Blue Wave not wasting any time at all. So once again, both teams back on the draw.
Well, that's the thing about draw controls. You know, you never know when the other team's going to get hot, so you got to make use of your offensive possessions.
So that's Stafford versus Kieser there on the draw. And this one, once again, going to go to the Blue Wave. So Blue Wave already demonstrating draw control in the first two, as Holmes will now take it and give it off to Adams. Walsh going to give it off. This one's going to be swung back up to the top with Von Kennel. So Darien just swinging this one around. Stafford cuts towards goal. Now go over to Hapgood. Darien looking just take their time, set up their offense. Here comes Von Kennel, tries to swing it in there, and that one's going to be saved. Looks like there might have been an attempted pass gone a little high. And Ludlowe, little mishandle there on the ball, and so great hustle there by Katie Walsh to get on top of that one. She's going to go up to Holmes, and now Holmes going towards goal, makes the dodge. Doesn't have the angle, swings it over to the inside to Hapgood, and that one's going to be a penalty, it looks like. And so that'll set up an 8-meter mark for the Blue Wave.
Yeah, that was shooting space on Ludlowe.
So now going in is Hapgood. Hapgood, and she's going to be dispossessed on her way in, but picked up by the Blue Wave, and Adams with the goal. So heads up play by Adams to get on the ground ball and make a quick shot to give the Blue Wave a 2-0 lead.
Well, that's a nice fast start on the part of the Blue Wave, executing their game plan.
So once again, it's Stafford and Kieser on the draw. And Kieser looking for it. Not going to get the handle on it. And once again, Holmes will come up with the draw. Down to Walsh.
Yeah, and with the draw control, I think what's interesting is that the draws haven't been won individually. They've all been on the ground, so that's something that Ludlowe can.
And that's going to be Holmes with the shot and the score there for the Blue Wave.
Yeah, continuing what I was saying, just that's something that Ludlowe could take advantage of, getting those ground balls and scrapping for them in the middle.
So Kelly Holmes helping to win the draw and then finishing it out on the offensive front for a goal. So the Blue Wave with the quick 3 goals in this opening 3 minutes. So the draw will be taken and won once again by the Blue Wave. So Walsh taking it down. Looks over to Holmes, gives it to Holmes. This one inside to Reynolds. Reynolds can't quite handle it.
I think there was a whistle before the pass.
Yeah, I think shooting space on Ludlowe.
So it's going to be a shooting space call. As Reynolds will now take it from the 8-meter arc.
Center hash doesn't get much better than that.
No, it doesn't.
So Reynolds inside, and that one's going to be shot and saved by goalie Fallon Laybrock for the Falcons.
Great save and clear there by the goalie.
So this one over to Jodis. Jodis getting pressured heavily at around midfield. It's going to be a foul on the Blue Wave, so Falcons will retain possession. So the Falcons looking to set up their first offensive opportunity of this one as Clark takes it across the 30. Clark looking inside, finds Kieser. Kieser with the shot. And that one looks to be a little bit wide. But Ludlowe retaining the possession.
So here's a chance for the Darien defense to settle in.
That pass inside, Blue Wave putting a strong stance on the center, but now through, and that one's going to be just high for the Falcons and given away as Bellissimo gives it off, or excuse me, Von Kennel gives it off to Holmes, and Holmes, that one's going to be just out of reach of Adams. So Ludlowe gained the possession again. So they're going to get Holmes on the penalty. Now they're going to get Reynolds on the penalty, so Grace Fulham fighting through contact here as she now takes it over midfield.
Yeah, Darien isn't making it easy for Ludlowe to cross over the 30, the restraining line here.
Now Ludlowe finally do get over the restraining line with Clark.
I think they're working hard to challenge Ludlowe down here and get them to get some cause turnovers and bring it back for a quick score.
Nearly a turnover there. This pass nearly mishandled, but Falcons do keep the offensive possession. That one's going to be knocked out.
There we go.
So Blue Wave with the nice turnover there.
Isabella Lini with the turnover there behind the net.
So now Von Kennel will pass it off to Holmes. Holmes going to take it over the restraining line. Looks inside to Walsh. Walsh over to, looks like Adams. And that one's going to end in a goal. So the Blue Wave once again getting on the board there as they extend their lead.
And that's where you see the real beauty of Darien girls lacrosse. You know, they know any one of them could have gone straight to goal, but they just kept going that one more pass, and it made the final goal actually look really easy.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of really good passes going up till that.
Yeah, that was overall a great sequence for Darien.
So great transition play off the turnover for the Blue Wave. Gives them goal number 4 for Annabelle Adams. Stafford and Kieser are back on the draw. This draw loose once again.
That was very good boxing out by Maggie Bellissimo.
So Bellissimo helping win that draw for the Blue Wave as Picorni now enters the game. Gives it off to Adams. Adams over to Hapgood. Hapgood making a quick move towards the goal shot, and that one looks to be saved. Recovered by Picorni, just off behind the net. And given back up top, and swung back around. So Adams with it once again. Give it to Stafford. Back to Adams. Adams gives it inside to Walsh. Walsh just misses the mark.
High.
So Darien will try again. Gives it inside to Picorni. Picorni shoots and scores. So 5-0 lead for the Blue Wave.
Darien goal scored by number 17, Cameron Picorni.
That was a nice heads-up play, feeding her coming through. She was open for about a quarter of a second.
Blue Wave threading the needle there and helping find their 5th goal on the day. You're watching today's coverage on the DAF Media Network, joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. I want to thank you all for joining us on this beautiful afternoon. As both teams get ready to take another draw.
Didn't go high enough.
So they'll redraw this one. Both teams set, and then take 2 will be more successful. This one still being fought for. And looks like Kieser there picking it up for the Falcons. Kieser giving that one off. That one's going to be swung around. Mishandled there. Still looking for it, and that one's going to go in favor of the Blue Wave.
That's a caused turnover by Brinley Bruman. She jumped the pass.
Now Blue Wave with it, Von Kennel. Von Kennel gives it to Walsh. Walsh looks inside, and she won't miss the mark this time, and will find the back of the net. So Blue Wave, once again, getting a quick transition play and goal off of the Ludlowe turnover.
Yeah, great caused turnover by Brinley Bruman, pushing the middle with Anna Von Kennel, and a finish there. It's Darien Lacrosse.
At its best.
Yep.
Teamwork.
Stafford and Kieser back on the draw. That one's going to be popped up. And Stafford gets the handle on it. This one, Kennel will take it over the restraining line. Now this one back at X. Over to Adams. Adams has a look inside, but gives it off to Holmes. Holmes tries to make a little move. Now to Von Kennel. Stafford now tries to take it herself, looks inside, shot, and that one's going to be a goal. Sadie Stafford putting another one on the board for the Blue Wave.
She really made that look easy, didn't she?
She did. Sadie Stafford is one of the most explosive players that you'll see on the field. So she showcased that there.
Yeah. She just, I mean, I'm pretty sure they thought she had her doubled. They had her doubled. And she just slipped right between them.
So Stafford using her great skills on the field. Just give the Blue Wave an extended lead.
Darien goal scored by number 10, Sadie Stafford.
This will be a Ludlowe timeout. So now, as both teams are huddled, what do you think Darien's going over right now as they've started off with such a strong start, 7 goals in just 9 minutes here? What do you think they're talking about and just trying to keep this one going?
What do you think, Shay?
I think maybe they're at least telling them to sharpen up a little bit. You've seen a couple balls on the ground and just kind of keeping their foot on the gas pedal. How about you?
Yeah, I feel like in the offensive end, they're looking pretty flawless. The draw control isn't, I don't think, as clean as it could be. I mean, there's been a few that have come right to sticks and they don't get gobbled up, and that's fine because they're getting it in the second and third chance and they're going after it, which is great, but you really need to sharpen that up, I believe. What do you think Ludlow is saying?
I think they're probably talking about how they need to cherish the ball when they have it. They've made a couple good saves, and they're getting on the offensive end, so they really need to take their time, cherish the ball, and find the right look.
Yeah, I think they're rushing it a little bit on the offensive end. I'm with you. And then they're probably not used to the amount of defensive pressure they're receiving, and
Yes.
so they're making that one pass, but it has to be, they really have to be assured of the connection on their passes.
Definitely.
So now as both teams break their huddle, and get ready to resume final 3.5 minutes of this first quarter.
And also, if they have it on their end, it'll keep it out of Darien's hands. See, there's another draw control that'll work out, but this is the third, fourth.
So Stafford having a little trouble getting the ground ball. Gets the handle on it eventually. That pass
Good
not
pressure
quite
by
handled.
Yep. Good pressure by Ludlow there off the draw, making it a little bit harder for Darien.
Darien definitely having a tougher time off the draw. As Hapgood will take it at X. Off to Adams. Adam looks inside. And penalty
Looks like
called.
Shooting space, yep. She pumped for the shot there, got shooting space on the outside hash.
So Adams will take it now. Off the free position. Looks inside at Holmes. Holmes with the shot. Holmes got the jump on the Ludlow defenders and puts that one in the back of the net to give Darien an 8-0 lead.
Great look by Adams there. I mean, that outside hash, a lot of people either choose to shoot or pass it. It's not a great angle for shooters, so Anna Adams just showed great vision, looking for the inside for the easy goal there.
Plus, she's a lefty, so she really has no angle from
Yeah.
that hanging hash on
That's
that
true.
side.
That's true.
Darien goal scored by number 4, Kelly Holmes.
So Adams making the right decision there and helping the Blue Wave tack on another goal in this first quarter. And once again on the draw, this one handled much more cleanly for the Blue Wave.
That might have been the first clean
Yeah.
draw control of
Maggie
it.
Bellissimo, that was flawless.
So Adams will take it on that left side again. Gives it off to Picorni. Picorni swings it over to Walsh. Now to Holmes. Back up top to Stafford, who swings it all the way down to Picorni. Now to Hapgood, over to Adams. McKennell with it now, tries to make a move towards goal. Shot. That one's going to be saved.
Wow.
But it looks like
Yeah, she got like a
penalty.
check to the neck there
Yeah,
as she went to shoot.
did look like there was some stick-to-body contact. So she'll get the free position. Von Kennel, inside shot, goal. So Von Kennel gets on the board with that goal. Extends the Blue Wave lead to 9.
Darien goal scored by number 2, Anna Von Kennel.
So now back out on the draw circle. Falcon's going to make a change. As Kate Melvin comes in to face off first.
That's a
Take
smart
Stafford.
move by Ludlowe. I mean, they haven't gotten any of them. It's good to change.
So this one almost handled by Bellissimo, who takes the contact, goes to the ground, but still going to be Darien possession either way. Holmes down with it. Gives it over to Walsh. Walsh going to give it off to Picorni. Picorni off to Hapgood. Hapgood.
Shooting space call. Darian's doing a good job of getting shooting space, taking care of the ball, and eventually getting on the hash.
So once again, another free position for the Blue Wave. This time with Hapgood. Hapgood takes it inside, and that one's going to be another goal as the Blue Wave extend their lead to 10.
You know, it's interesting. I feel like Ludlow's really dumped in, you know, get smashed in. And so it's inevitable they're going to get called for shooting space because you have to be outside the 8.
Yeah. Darian's starting their dodges closer to the 12 and a little bit behind, so it's inevitable that if they're getting in the 8, there's going to be a couple players in front, and the refs are going to call shooting space all the time.
Yeah.
So Darien doing a great job on the offensive side as they've held possession for most of this one so far. Once again, they're going to have to redo that draw.
Oh.
And that'll be the
that's
end
quarter.
of the first quarter. So
Oh, so now it's 10, so it's going to be running time.
Yeah. So that last 35 seconds ran out.
Yeah.
yes, so that is going to be running clock from here on out. But once again, you're watching today's broadcast on the DAF Media Network, joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. We're just going to take a quick break and step aside here in between the first and second quarter.
Boston College trying to hold on. Here's Izzy Skane. Off to Kuykendall. 3 seconds left. Passes it away. Boston College wins.
And our final score, Boston College 14, Northampton 13.
ago, BC lost to Northwestern 18-6. They fell down by 6 today. Battled back and come back complete.
So that was Shea Dolce and her Boston College team winning the national championship this past week. And as you see on that graphic, Shea, you are a very decorated player in your high school and college career. Of course, 3-time All-State and All-FCIAC player, 2-time state championship in high school, and then starting off your first 2 years in college off very strong freshman player of the year, ACC tournament MVP, ACC first team, and now national championship. I mean, how does it all feel?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, it's honestly a dream come true, and these are the moments that you play for in high school, and being on the college stage now, it's unbelievable, and it's just so much fun.
Of course, a lot of these girls out on this Darien team going to go play in college, and we'll definitely try to look to have the same success. And what advice would you give to them as they try to create their own paths in this, as they in their high school career and now going on in their college?
Yeah, I'd say just trust the process. I mean, you put yourself in a great position. A lot of these girls going to college to play lacrosse, and Lisa prepared me so much for where I was in college. And so these girls who are playing in high school, it's all going to gear up and help you later down the road.
So as we get started in the second quarter here, Ludlowe will get the first possession.
Did you feel well prepared?
Oh, very well prepared. Yep.
Of course, great program here at Darien High School.
Amazing program.
And also just Connecticut lacrosse. I feel like the level
Yes,
of lacrosse
agreed.
you played in high school was
Yep.
quite high.
Fairfield County has some of the best lacrosse teams in the country, so it tests you.
So this one going to be turned over, forced by Vrooman.
That's Vrooman's second cause turnover. She's all over the Ludlowe attackers.
And Stafford will take this, swings it across to Von Kennel. Von Kennel shoots and scores. So Darien go up 11-zip. Quick 1-2 pass. Stafford to Von Kennel, set up off the Vrooman turnover.
Shay, what would you be telling that Fairfield Ludlowe goalie if you had a mic in her ear right now?
I'd be telling her to focus on the next one. I mean, it's tough to see the amount of shots that she's seen, so focus on the next one and really just try to get a piece of something.
And maybe step forward a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you could change a lot just to try to mess the shooters up. You get in their head, change your angles, just kind of take up as much space as possible and make Darien have to think about where they're shooting instead of just shooting.
I feel like she's a little frozen.
Yeah.
So Ludlowe going to try to make some adjustments as they continue on in this second quarter.
Great pickup by Sadie Stafford there.
That pass just over the head of Von Kennel, so turnover in favor of the Falcons. As Jodis will take this one herself. Feeling Darien pressure, going to give it off. That one going to go right past the stick of Clark, so Von Kennel now chasing it down. And that one going to go, a call going to go in favor of the Falcons. Oh, now going in favor of the Blue Wave.
Do you know what that call was? I don't know why she reversed herself, unless she felt that she made the wrong call the first time.
So, nevertheless, Holmes with it now. Gives it off to Hapgood. Now swings it over to Reynolds. Corney looks to make a move inside, going to give it off to Von Kennel. Darien just taking their time here as Holmes looks to make a move towards goal. It does. Swims through the Ludlowe defenders and finds a shot and the goal for the Blue Wave.
Kelly Holmes is a very slippery attacker. You think you have her? I bet she went through 3 people there. I bet they all thought they had her, and she just slid right through them.
Exactly. She's very good at finishing through pressure, and I think that shows in the way that she can handle the ball, going through 3 defenders and then finishing at the end of it.
So Holmes showing her agility off the edge there. And once again, in girls across here. If you're up 10 goals, the clock will continue to run. So both teams back on the draw. This one going to be picked up by Stafford. And then gives it down to Reynolds. So Von Kennel with it at the top. And give it off to Hapgood, who passes it over to Picorni. Picorni over to Holmes. Holmes looks to make a move inside again, has to bail out. Holmes to Adams.
Looks like Lisa Lindley is telling her team to keep moving the ball, keep it hot, and they'll get the right look.
There
Just
it
like
is.
that.
And found the right look they did. Looks like Annabelle Adams got to add another to her tally.
Yeah, it's much easier to defend against an offense that the ball doesn't move very much.
If the ball doesn't move very much, you don't have to move very
Very
much.
much, exactly.
Darien goal scored by number 3, Annabelle
Adams
Adams.
doing a nice job finding that open space right in front of goal. Now on the draw again. Won by the Blue Wave. Blue Wave once again going to take their time, look for the right look. As Hapgood takes it, gives it off to Holmes. Holmes looks inside. Adams again shoots, and she will score.
That was with her offhand.
Ready.
Yep.
Adams is shooting very well.
She had a great warm-up today. She couldn't miss. She was coming from no angles, and she was just scoring at will during warm-up. So
Yeah, from what it looks like she's 100% shooting wise. So
yeah, I was pretty sure she was going to have a good day, and she has.
Adams definitely having a pretty good day so far for herself with a few goals. So now back on the draw circle. Stafford and Melvin.
There's
Stafford
another
gonna
nice
win that
clean.
cleanly.
and they're pushing it.
Stafford looks inside, shot,
Good
save.
save.
That's to be one of her first saves.
So nice save there.
Save on the doorstop always feels good. That was a great save there.
That was.
And a great clear.
Great save there by Laybrock. Now Ludlowe will have the opportunity to capitalize off it. Penalty against Blue Wave. So Ludlowe will keep the possession. Jodas takes it, gives it off. Passed over to Kieser, who swings it over. Kieser now trying to make a move inside, gets dispossessed. And that one's going to be picked up by the Blue Wave.
Looks like it was caused turnover by Quinn Kennedy.
So this one given all the way up to Walsh.
A few new faces on offense.
Blue Wave making some subs off the bench. Snapco takes it now, gives it off. Now Walsh looks inside. Shot. That one just going to be a little bit wide. So now back up top to Stafford. Now to Reynolds. Reynolds going to get the ball knocked out of her stick there, and that one's going to go in favor of the Falcons.
That's an interesting call. Didn't seem as though there were any Falcons around the ball when that happened.
Ludlow is pushing to the midfield right now.
So Ludlow with some girls back.
Looks like it's going to be a block. Darien looking for the charge call there.
So Ludlow going to get the favorable call. Now Fulham with it.
There it is.
Quinn Kennedy, great interception there.
Kennedy with the great read and interception. Now Von Kenna will take it all the way down using her speed. Once again, Blue Wave will just settle this game down. Just over a minute remaining in this half. Stafford making a little move, looks inside. This one not going to be able to be handled by Von Kennel.
Final minute left of the second quarter.
Stafford will take it once again. Gives it inside. This one's going to
Nice
find.
save.
Found Hapgood inside, but great save there by Laybrock.
Great save.
So now this one will be passed over to
Good
Gervasi. Gervasi looking for Fulham inside, and that one's not going to
Friendly.
get connected.
Another cause turnover.
Another cost turnover. And Maggie Blissmo there to pick up the ground ball.
Another great play by Vrooman.
Nice
Now
shot.
Stafford's shot and score for the Blue Wave. With just a few seconds remaining in this one, and the clock will just run out. And that'll conclude this first half of quarterfinal action for the Darien Blue Wave and the Fairfield Ludlowe Falcons. So once again, you're watching today's matchup.
The Darien
on the
Foundation
DAF Network.
was
Going back
founded
to
in
the Darien
1998
Foundation,
by
the Athletic
Richard and Maureen
Foundation.
Chilton.
We'll join you after this break for second half action.
The Darien Foundation was founded in 1998 by Richard and Maureen Chilton, and the thesis behind that founding was to bring technology to the Darien public school systems. And that launched us, and that got us going, and through technology and capital project initiatives, we've now funded over $5.5 million over the last 24 years to build a better Darien.
Our board really likes to get involved and assist the partners that we collaborate with, whether it's a grant for a youth project or a grant from a community service, schools, the police. Often they come to us with ideas that we help them bring to fruition.
The Darien Foundation recently awarded the Darien Police Department 2 grants. One was for laser shot and the other for Faro technology. Laser shot technology is based on decision making. It may come down to using their firearm, but in reality, we would like them to talk the situation down where you use less lethal force, and this program allows us to do that.
Police, drop the gun!
Faro technology gives us a 360-degree view, catching all the points we need to catch in our accident scene. It also takes a lot less time. This allows us to open up roads, get traffic flowing a lot quicker than we ever used to be able to. We can also map the inside of buildings. We can use it at outdoor crime scenes, indoor crime scenes. It's really used for a plethora of investigations. It's a tool that most other departments may not have their hands on just yet, and thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have that technology.
At Home in Darien is a nonprofit organization that helps senior citizens to remain living independently in their home and in the community. We provide important services to help them do so, such as transportation. Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have this amazing new van, and we are so excited about it and what it'll do for the community.
From all standpoints, this is going to be a real improvement in the services we provide, both in terms of safety and comfort. The Darien Foundation is important to the community in the scope that they reach out to answer needs.
Post 53 is the town's ambulance service. We respond to over 1,600 emergency calls a year. We're a vital service that has been here for 51 years. The technology upgrades provided by the Darien Foundation has been a game changer for us. It's allowed us to improve our training. It has helped us hone our skills. You don't know how important an ambulance is until you actually need it. Thanks to our partnership with the Darien Foundation, who's provided all this technology and several grants throughout the years, we're able to continue to be prepared, to be well-trained and well-staffed, to respond 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whenever you need it.
The Darien Foundation is really excited to be able to launch a new program for the Darien schools, which will benefit students K through 12 in all 7 schools. This is the new robotics program, which will be an extracurricular opportunity for students to build robots, compete against other leagues, and collaborate together.
Our robotics program is going to benefit students in so many ways. In regular classes, students are always looking for the right answer, that there's only one way to answer something. Robotics is completely different. In robotics, you learn that there are multiple solutions to every problem. You learn that you have these obstacles that you have to overcome. You have to really be a creative problem solver. And most importantly, you need to persevere.
Early on in the process, the Darien Foundation reached out to administration and they offered to provide funding for a project, and it just dovetailed beautifully to the goals of the strategic plan. I look forward to continue to work closely with the Darien Foundation, both on this project and other projects down the line.
We welcome ideas for possible grants. We'd like to do grants that promote and strengthen our community. Sometimes it's from an organization, sometimes it's from our emergency service partners, or it's from the Darien Public Schools. One of our most popular grants, which was the Playground by the Sound, came to us from 4 Darien moms who said, let's get together and figure out how to build this.
Thanks to the generosity of our board members and officers, every dollar you give to the Darien Foundation goes directly to the grants that we're supporting. I invite all of you to help us move our community further and support the Darien Foundation.
Are you enjoying this broadcast? If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network, please help support us with a donation. DAF Media is committed to education and broadcast excellence. Your support allows us to keep bringing you high-quality community programming while giving our student volunteer broadcasters hands-on STEM experiential learning of all parts of computer networking and video production. Your donations help pay for equipment, insurance, transportation, and our award-winning advisor, and make these broadcasts possible. To donate, you can scan the Venmo QR code shown here.
So welcome back to this quarterfinal matchup between the Darien Blue Wave and the Ludlowe Falcons. This draw once again going to be won by the Blue Wave, so picking up right where they left off. And coming into this one, what adjustments do you think the Falcons need to make, try to find some goals here in the second half?
I think that they need to be a little bit more aggressive defensively. like we were talking about before, not really sitting back, kind of coming out, trying to shift the mojo a little bit. What do you think, Mary?
Yeah, I think they're going to see some different players in this half, and so I think they just need to keep to the basics, and I agree, be more aggressive on defense and be more sparing on, the few times they do get the ball on offense, they should really work hard to make it turn into
Agreed.
something.
Looks like maybe a crease violation there.
Yeah, it did look like.
Yeah, it must have been because I thought it looked good. Everything else.
Yeah, the ball looked like it went into the net, but must have been a crease violation.
That's good aggressive D on the ride.
Once again, Darien defense forcing another turnover.
Walsh pushing the middle.
This one passed inside. Shot.
Nice save.
Saved.
And a quick outlet there.
The goalie is doing a good job of getting the clear out quickly.
Yeah, to beat this Darien team, I think that's what you got to do. You have to beat the ride, push in the midfield.
We've seen opponents have success on Darien just being the quicker team on the transition, making the save, making the turnover, and then getting down the field as quick as possible.
But now's where they need to be patient.
Mm-hmm. This one passed inside to Kieser, saved.
And a goalie change for Darien. Elizabeth Ganella is in goal here for the second half.
So Ganella getting the second half start. And starting off with a nice save. So we'll be good. Taking contact there. Swung over to Walsh. Swung back over Skoma. So Walsh taking it, gives it off. Darien just trying to move this ball around. Gives to Walsh. Walsh inside, just off the mark.
It's a nice look by Peyton Joyce.
So Darien will try again.
Great ball handling there.
And she split the double nicely.
Davenport on it now. Gives it back up to the top. Davenport passes inside.
That was a good look.
Shot scored by Hapgood. So good look inside by Davenport, and Hapgood able to finish it off.
New circle crew going in.
It's going to be Kaylee Kaminsky on the draw for the Blue Wave. And this one being scrapped over and won by the Blue Wave. So Davenport will take it again. Gives it off. This one swung over to Walsh. Blue Wave just looking to keep the ball moving. And looks inside. And that one's going to be passed away for a turnover.
Darien will get back now, set up in their ride, and try to put as much pressure on Ludlowe, looks like.
Yeah, that's the thing. They just want to make sure that they have that they get the ball back.
So Ludlowe with another offensive chance as Jodis takes it over midfield.
Ludlowe showing speed right now through the midfield.
So Clark looking inside and not able to find anyone. And will be picked up by the Blue Wave for another turnover.
Quinn Kennedy there to get the ground ball.
Yeah, that's a good example of not cherishing the ball, right?
So Ludlowe showing a little bit more defensive pressure here. Walsh weaves right through, and we'll give it off. Up top to Gromelski. Looks inside, not there. So that'll be another turnover for the Blue Wave.
That looked like a bit of a communication breakdown.
And
another
Ludlowe
turnover.
mishandling the pass, so a couple consecutive turnovers here for each team. Blue Wave will try to start again.
This is where it gets really tiring for the midfielders, right, Shay?
Going back and forth, back and forth. So Darien's going to look to probably settle this down, move the ball, as you can hear the coaches yelling, and look for the right luck.
Davenport will have it. Up top to Gromelski. Tries a big move inside and dispossess. Nice defensive play there from the Falcons.
Here we go, back on the other side.
Yep.
Here comes Kieser. Kieser going to give it off. Over to O'Neill. This one now taken inside and saved.
Nice save.
Saved by Ganella, but looks like,
I think that was a shooting space call.
yeah.
Looks like there was a whistle, so.
Looks like Ludlowe's going to take it on the second inside hash with another chance to score.
So Gervasi with a chance off the free position. That
Save.
one's going to be saved.
Nice save.
Great save by Ganella.
Now already having a few good saves to open up this half. So Blue Wave will make some quick passes here as Walsh makes a move around the goal. Gives it to Davenport.
This is sophomore Grace O'Neill with the ball.
Blue Wave just trying to keep their offense moving, trying to keep that ball moving. So they'll get the penalty call and a free position. As Joyce goes in, shot scored.
That was a nice switch to her left hand.
Great shot.
So Peyton Joyce, the freshman, will get a goal of her own. Blue Wave now leads 17-0. So looks like we'll get one more draw here in this third quarter. As the clock ticks down to just 1 minute left. So Kieser nearly winning on the clean draw there, but just can't handle it.
O'Neill with the draw control.
That one's going to skip through behind the net and taken, and that one's going to be shot and scored. So a little bit of a scrum there. But Coco Scoma finding the ball just in front of net and getting the quick shot off. As this clock in the third quarter will run out.
Great awareness by Scoma there.
Yeah, I think that's what we call a garbage goal, right? In
Yep.
hockey.
I love a couple garbage goals.
So another good quarter for the Blue Wave. Just a reminder, you're watching today's coverage of the CIAC quarterfinal game between Darien Blue Wave and Fairfield Ludlowe Falcons on the DAF Media Network, joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. Blue Wave leading 18-0 in the end of the third, and we're going to step aside and take a quick break before we resume this game in the fourth quarter. So welcome back to the GHS Stadium Field for fourth quarter action. Draw taken. And this time will be won by the Falcons.
I think we have a goalie change again.
Still looks like Canella on goal.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. They all wear the same thing, black sweats and a blue.
Yeah, I know.
So Blue Wave getting, or excuse me, Falcons handling that pass. Fulham will take it. Gives it off to Gervasi. Also blown. So we'll stay with the Falcons. Though still looking to find their first goal of the game. Shot inside.
Nice save.
Save.
Great save by Ganella, getting low.
So Ganella, what I think is her fourth or fifth save. Doing a great job in between the pipes.
Oh, too bad.
So Blue Wave with the unforced turnover there. We'll give the Falcons another opportunity to set up their own offense.
Nice interception by Ganella there.
So Ganella doing a nice job coming out. But that pass nearly intercepted once again by the Falcons.
Foul against Darien there. Ludlow's going to bring it ball in, and they'll look to set up again.
Falcons getting a second chance after the turnover. Gervasi trying to go to work at the top.
Good stepping up.
Once again, that Darien defense holding strong. So Blue Wave will be able to set up their own offense again. Just going to keep the ball moving. So whistle blown, so play. We'll stop here for a sec. Looks like we'll be penalty against the Falcons, so free position for the Blue Wave. This one shot
Nice save.
and saved by
Ball's out.
Laybrock,
We had a goal.
Yeah.
but then picked off the ricochet and scored for a goal. Did not see who that was.
I think it was Coco Scoma again. Another great ground ball into a goal, turning into a goal.
Just going with another heads-up play in front of the net. So we see it on the replay here. Nice save by Laybrock, but couldn't quite make the second save off the deflection shot. So with that goal, Blue Wave will go up 19-0. As this time the Falcons will find the draw as Kieser will take it.
Ball's loose. Ganella with a great ground ball.
Ganella once again coming out and making the defensive play.
Ludlow not making it easy for her to get rid of it.
Now let's look for a teammate. She will. So Darien going to be able to move this ball up once again. So pass across to Davenport. Davenport's going to give it off. And that one's going to be a nice turnover there from the Falcons. That time it was
Darien's putting up a fight on this one.
it's Caroline Clark forcing the turnover for the Falcons. And that pass will be not handled and broken up. Blue Wave with another chance on the offensive possession here. And once again, Clark helping force another turnover for her squad. Ludlowe will take it up the field now. And this ball loose and still being fought for on the far edge of the field. And Blue Wave will come out with it once again.
It's a great cause turnover by Annabelle Novak. Darien's able to grab it out of the scum.
They really should settle here.
So no need to rush for the Blue Wave.
And on the other side of the field, we see a goalie change. Elizabeth Ganella is being subbed out for Juliana Bambina.
Yep.
So Bambina will come in to finish off the final 5.5 minutes of this matchup. Davenport tries to make a move towards goal. Shot. That one's going to be deflected.
Hit something. There
and
it
that
is.
one's going to be shot and scored. Number 28, Peyton Joyce.
If you're the Falcons defense, you got to kind of feel like there's more Darien players on the field than you have on the field, right? Because every time one of those shots happens and it's on the ground, 3 times now, Darien's picked it up and put it right in goal.
Yeah, those garbage goals. Darien is all over those ground balls, and they ain't, and I think they're benefiting from it.
Yeah.
So Blue Wave doing a nice job making the most of those second, third opportunities. Now as we take to just 4 minutes to go, just looking ahead for the Blue Wave. They'll get the win here today, and they'll face the winner of the number 4 seeded Ridgefield versus number 5 seeded Greenwich. That game will take place tomorrow at 3 p.m. And they will meet the winner of that game on June 4th in the semifinals.
That Ridgefield-Greenwich game has turned into a grudge match because I think Ridgefield won in the regular season and then Greenwich won in the FCIACs.
Yeah, that'll be a great game.
And that'll be a great game.
Yeah, the Cardinals knocked off the Tigers in that quarterfinal match. Pretty close game. Ooh. So now the Falcons with the offense possession once again. As Emma Fulham will be on the ball now. O'Neill over to Gervasi, who gives it back to Fulham. Fulham facing the pressure.
Through traffic.
Trying to make her move around, and that one's going to be a nice check there, but going to be a penalty against the Blue Wave. So Fulham with a nice opportunity to put her squad on the board.
Center hash.
Fulham takes an inside shot, and that one's going to be scored. So the Falcons will find their first goal in this matchup. And the score will still be 20-1, but it's got to feel nice for the Falcons after almost 4 quarters to just find one on the board.
Well, let's be honest, scoring's always nice.
Yes.
It's been a bit of a drought for this for these Falcons.
As you can hear, the Ludlowe bench is going crazy.
Yeah, this is what you forget, that up until now, everybody had another game, and this is it.
Yeah.
For the loser. They're done. Their season's done.
Of course, this will be the last playoff tournament for both these teams. FCIAC's already happened. So this won't, despite the goal, this won't be the result that the Falcons would have hoped for.
No.
Darien did a nice job opening up their first match of this CIAC tournament. It's now just 90 seconds to go for the Blue Wave.
Final minute left to play in the game here.
Blue Waves moving the ball around.
Uh-oh.
And that one nearly intercepted by Caroline Clark for the Falcons. Will then be called for a foul.
It's a good recovery on her part.
So Blue Wave move towards the goal, and
oh, that was a bit of a trip.
Gonna be tripped up.
Callie Comiskey's going to get on the line for what looks like one last free position.
Gonna have to go quickly, just 3 seconds to go.
Oh, they'll let her get the shot off, though. Oh.
And that
Usually
one.
they let them get the shot off.
So with that final whistle, it'll be a 20-1 win for the Blue Wave. And a great game for them as they look to start off their title run on the right foot as the 1 seed. So thank you all for joining us on today's coverage of the CIAC quarterfinal between the Darien Blue Wave and the Fairfield Ludlowe Falcons. You watch today's game and coverage on the DAF Media Network, joint venture to the Darien Foundation, Darien Athletic Foundation. Just want to give one last big shout out to the crew. We have Charlotte Kaiser and Leon Chen on cameras, Shriram Pankanti directing, Ava Stone on instant replay, and Declan Cunningham on graphics. And of course, big thanks to our advisor, as always, Damian Andrew. I'm Thomas Ponte. Joined alongside me was Shay Dolce and Mary Bennett. We want to wish you a good afternoon and a good weekend. Thank you.
Are you enjoying this broadcast? If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network, please help support us with a donation. DAF Media is committed to education and broadcast excellence. Your support allows us to keep bringing you high-quality community programming while giving our student volunteer broadcasters hands-on STEM experiential learning of all parts of computer networking and video production. Your donations help pay for equipment, insurance, transportation, and our award-winning advisor, and make these broadcasts possible. To donate, you can scan the Venmo QR code shown here or visit our website at dafmedia.org/donate. The link to donate is also in the description of this YouTube video. For those of you who prefer a more traditional approach, checks can be made payable to DAF Media and mailed to the address shown here. Any donation of $1,000 or more will be recognized as sponsors of our broadcasts for 1 year. Feel free to pause the broadcast to write this down. Thanks for watching and supporting DAF Media.